Hello, everyone. Can you guys hear me? Elijah. Hi, Elijah. Can you hear me? Can you see me okay? I'm just trying to make sure the sound and everything is correct. So, can everybody see me and hear me okay? Okay, you can. All right, perfect. All right. Hi, guys. Hello, everybody. Hope you're doing well. Um, it is what Thursday. It's 7:10 where I am. So I'm on the East Coast. So it's later here. It's already dark. Um, it's colder, but I just wanted to come on and say hello. Let me fix my light so you guys can. I'm like locked in the office. I've already told the children I'm talking to my peeps. So I wanted just to come on. I'm only going to be on here till probably about 8, actually, no, about 7:55 Eastern because we're a football family. It's Thursday night and we are about to watch some football. So I wanted just to come on here and first, like right off the bat, shout out to Uncle Larry. Shout out to all of you, my oldie subscribers, my new subscribers. Thank you to everybody for helping MT to cross that 7,000 mark. I am seriously like super appreciative, super grateful, humbled, thankful. Because I've been on YouTube for almost 2 years. December would make 2 years. Now, I've had a YouTube account like most people for eons, but in terms of like posting video and content and all of that type of stuff, it's been about 2 years. So I'm really am happy to see the growth. But extremely humbled. My husband and I were talking earlier about, just all the videos. I think I have like almost 400 videos on this channel. And there have been many times where I felt like, like maybe nobody, is getting anything out of it. I'm not growing, or anything like that. But I think once it turned into just a passion, if it was one person that I could help, if there was one person that saw themselves where I was, if there was one person who got something out of anything that I post, then it was worth it, right? And so I just kind of stuck it out, and here we are. So I just wanted to make sure I say thank you to all of you. Like, truly, guys, I appreciate it. And I'm glad that you've been liking the videos. I have some great videos coming soon that start next week. So make sure you guys like hit your little bell notification. Although sometimes YouTube will unsubscribe you from the channel. I know that I have been getting unsubscribed to some of my favorite creators. And like I'll have like the little bell notification button like hit, and I won't get any notifications, no alerts, no nothing. I'll just like happen to be on YouTube or something and I'll see them have a video or go live. And I'm like, wait a minute, I didn't even know that they were doing this. And so, I always try to remind people like to make sure you subscribe and hit the little bell notification button. But I have some great stuff coming next week that I think you guys would like. I do plan on doing a Q&A. I've been asked about that a couple of times. I really like to structure my Q&As where I'll have like a community post and I will have all of the questions that everybody want to ask under that one post, because it makes it so much easier when I'm recording or if I'm live to like have my phone and go to one specific location for the questions versus like zigzagging through emails and DMs and messages and all of that. I'd rather just go to one place. But I figured, you know what? Outside of just coming on here and thanking you guys, because I really do appreciate it. My next, my next giveaway is at, where did I put my water? My next giveaway is at I was at 7,500. So I just did a 5K giveaway. And we kind of literally jumped from 5K to I don't know what 7 something now. So my next giveaway is at 7,500, and then I'll have like a really nice one at 10,000. But I wanted just to provide an opportunity for us just to come on and just to share some of our financial wins. It doesn't have to be like investing or stock related, because I know like with the news that's been coming out in the on TV, social media, etc., about OPEC or about the recession, about inflation. And you guys know if you're new to the channel, I have been talking about the recession and inflation for months now. Just like Uncle Larry, just like Stock Mo, just a lot of the people have been talking about the recession, and you saw the signs of it like last year, if I'm being honest, that we were going to be going down this road. I think that I was a little surprised that, I don't want to say the government, but the Federal Reserve or Jerome Powell waited a long time to actually do something about it. But I've been saying for a while now that I don't think we'll see any relief until maybe 2 years at least. Remember, the government or the Fed is trying to get inflation down to around 2% according to their numbers. We know that inflation realistically is like, I would say about 20-25%. If we're being like honest across the board, food, gas, clothing, utilities, rent, mortgage payments, taxes, all of it has went up a little bit. And so I'm just here to encourage you guys. And I want to make sure that we spend a little bit of time focused on the good things, like the good progress, the good steps that we are making. Remember, it's small steps that get you to your end goal versus like large steps. I think small steps create more wins and it allows you to be more consistent with your goals. A lot of you who have just joined the channel will ask me, like, how did you start? When did you start? And I say often, and my oldie investie besties, and you see my shirt like investie bestie squad member, they'll tell you that I say often that we've been on this journey for 7 long years. We're going on 8 now. And it's been a long time. I was 30 when we started this journey. I just turned 38. Okay. So we started later in life. I mean, if you go online and you go to a lot of the calculators and websites, it'll tell you, like, if you want to start investing, if you want to start buying a house, if you want to get your money right, you should start at 21, you should start at 18, you should start at your first job. We didn't do any of that. We didn't even know about, like, honestly, like investing, or even just something simple like truly just being a better manager of your money until around 30 years old. And sometimes we see the light later in life. Sometimes we'll have our come to Jesus moment later in life, but that doesn't mean you cannot do anything in the time that you have to speed yourself up. I tell people all the time, if you would have told me when I was 30 that we would have crossed the $1 million mark 7 years later, I would say you're lying. Like, do you see the state we're in? Like, are you serious? But I can tell you, when you have your come to Jesus moment, so that's a tip. You have to have something that occurs in your life that makes you want to make a positive change. You know, Michael Jackson sang that song, Man in the Mirror. You have to actually have a face to face with yourself, and you have to be like, you know what? I'm tired of the bounce checks. I'm tired of not being able to rely on anybody when I need help. I'm tired of robbing Peter to pay Paul. I'm tired of the eviction notices. I'm tired of being late. I'm tired of just not knowing how to just manage my money. And I think once you have that transition in terms of your thinking, then you are on the right path. But I tell people often that it's going to be hard to remain consistent on this path if you don't have that come to Jesus moment. It has to be something that lights the fire under you. It has to be something that gives you that motivation to keep going. And so, yeah, and I think most of us, have that experience in our lives where we're like ready. Now we're ready to budget our money better. Now we're ready to learn how to increase our income. Now we're ready to get out of debt. Now we're ready to invest in stocks and learn how to build our wealth over the long term. And so, I'm a big believer in positivity, especially when it comes to money. Money is a very emotional thing. I said this in a recent video. I think it was the most recent one I did was yesterday, that I was talking about Uncle Larry. And one of the things that I really grabbed from him is temperament. The stock market is it's emotional. I mean, if you see a lot of red, if you're constantly on your phone looking at the apps and you are watching your investments, it's a stressful thing. It goes up, you see some green, you are happy, you are excited. And then as soon as it touches the red and it's not, and it's like keep going down and down and down, it ruins the rest of your day. I've had many of those experiences where my day was ruined because the stock went down. And I had to realize, like, girl, you are not buying this company to sell it tomorrow. You are buying this company for 5, 10, 15, 20 years down the line. And I think once I was able to control my emotions, remember, when you are investing, or not even just investing, if it's just getting better control of your finances, it is 90% mental. It is 90% telling yourself, encouraging yourself to just keep going. It looks dark right now. It looks terrible right now. But if I keep at it, it will be fine. Okay. We bought our first house in 2000, end of 2008. You know, the great housing crash. That was our first house that we bought when we lived in it. And the housing market came back. And right now we have a little lull going on right now. And guess what? After a while, the market comes back. And so I learned the hard way that if I just buy and hold into good assets, after a while, things will be fine, right? Things will be fine. You just have to constantly tell yourself. I'll tell you one thing that really motivated me to stick to this 7 long years later. And I say long on purpose. Long years later was visuals. I'm a big fan of visuals. Like when I say big fan, I'm a big fan. I need something that's going to encourage me to keep going when I feel like quitting, because that's another thing is that when you're on this journey, and it could be an investing journey, just a finance journey, because investing is under that umbrella. You're going to have moments where you just don't feel like it. And it's okay to admit that, like, I just don't feel like it. I want to spend my money on an outfit. I want to spend my money on a vacation. I want to just do whatever I want to do. You are going to have those moments where you're just not going to care anymore. But your visuals, you go back to your visuals and you'll be able to see, like, but I saved $10,000 in 1 year or 6 months. That was really freaking awesome. So it encourages you. Or if something happened, life happens. There was an accident, there was a sickness, something went on in the family, and you had to stop your investing. You had to stop your saving. You had to stop whatever it is. Those visuals are going to help you until you can actually start up again. It's motivation, it's psychological. And so I'm a big fan of visuals. I create a lot of trackers on my website. Shout out to my website. You know, I got to put that plug in there, mt1finance.com. Or like these little books that I just created, the wealth workbooks, something that's super, something physical, or I have the digital version. I think I have like 10 of these left. These are on sale for 40, the physical books. But I'm a big fan of visuals. I have several of my planners from years ago. I have like a bunch of investing notes when I was first learning how to invest years ago. And I just bring them back. When I did that investing study group this past summer, and we still have that investing study group going on currently. I think our next session is October 10th. I'm telling you, the time go by fast. And we're going to be talking about relationships and money. And I'm going to have a guest on that in that private group. And that would be Mr. Investie Bestie. So check out my website if you want to sign up for that. But one of the things that I use in terms of planning out that beginner investing study group over the summer and for right now is my notes. I will go back and look at the questions that I had when I first started to learn how to invest and what I wanted to know, what I wanted to see. And I take those and I make them into videos. I take that information that I had and I make them into trackers, into books, into, digital downloads and things like that, because I figured, if I'm a visual person, maybe, hey, welcome. If I'm a visual person, maybe somebody else is too, right? And so that is something that really helped me a lot, is having visuals. I just learn well that way. My husband is quite the opposite. He can be told something, he can read something once, he can watch something once and get it. Okay. This man, you hear of the term YouTube University, right? You can go on YouTube and find a video to learn how to do anything. This man, our dryer broke. He went onto YouTube, saw a video of how to fix it, and fix it himself. He could do that. I need somebody there with me, okay, put your hand here, turn the knob there. That's how I learned. And I figured, you know what, maybe somebody else learned the same way I learned. And so that's the passion. And that's the reason why I make a lot of the things I do, because I'm a visual and it helps. Especially right now, you hear about it all over the news. Recession, inflation, investing. But sometimes you need it broken down into bite-sized pieces. And that's, where I like to step in and, be able to, take it step by step, because that's just how I learn, like I said. Wait a minute, you made $120 in dividends last month. Now you just go, okay, $120 can pay for what? Groceries for the week? Like your utility bill. So, and that's another thing. And I have a new investing challenge that I am going to be starting next week, because I know a lot of you joined and you love the $1 a day, and I'm still going to be doing that, because that challenge is based off of investing small amounts of money and diversification. Diversification is so important when you are learning to invest, when you are building your portfolios. Never, ever, 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 never, ever, ever put all of your eggs in one basket. Okay. That is a surefire way to lose money quickly. Okay. I am not trying to get rich by next Friday. I am trying to build wealth 5, 10, 15 years down the line. And so I love that. Like every little bit counts. I showed on my Instagram. So if you guys are not following me on my Instagram, it's in the description box of this video after this video is over. Make sure you go over and follow me over there, because I do post often, like in my stories, or I'll make, like posts or reels or things like that. So follow me over there if you want to see me more often, and join a Patreon or something if you want to get, like, I do private lives like this with my Patreon members. I do this public live like once a month, but with them, we talk more often, and we have a dividend group over there as well. But in that Instagram stories, I shared our first dividend and realty income, which was in November of 2020 for 24 cents. I think it was 24 or 23 cents. And I did that to show you guys, you start somewhere. Everybody, all of us who you see, start somewhere. But you know what happens? We didn't stop. We kept going. That $1 a day investing challenge that a lot of you have joined, a lot of you that came over from Uncle Larry, we've been doing that for over a year now. It's officially over a year now. Constantly, when the market was up, we were putting in our dollar a days. When the market was down, we were putting in our dollar a days, because we're trying to build consistency. Like, I want you to have it a part of your budget. Like, oops, you know what? Shalice's going to be talking about that $1 a day. Let me put this in my budget for this month. So, because I want you to get used to it. We were trying to build good habits. And so showing that screenshot of that first one dividend payment. We had one share of realty income 2 years ago. One share. Now collectively across the accounts, 3 something now. So we hit our short-term goal of 300. Now our next goal is 500. So don't stop. Like, and not just like when you hit your share goals, but like, I know some people ask me, okay, well, I reached 10 shares of realty income. Should I stop investing? No. Find another fund to put it in, find another stock to put it in. Don't stop investing. You can increase your share size goal. So let's say you do hit 10 shares of realty income. You maybe want to increase it to 20, or maybe you want to find another company or fund to put it in, but don't ever just stop. Again, that's the thing that I'm trying to get across, is that 2 years ago, we had one share. Now we're sitting at 300 plus. Why? Consistency. And I'll tell you another thing that will help you catch up if you feel like you're kind of behind a bit. Anytime you get large chunks of money, okay? And I'm this is your sister talking now, okay? Anytime you get large chunks of money, and when I say large, in 3.5, 4 months, we all know what's coming. That's the second Christmas season. That's how we grew up saying it, okay? Tax refund time, okay? That was a time where we and it was like the only time that when I was growing up, that we had like large chunks of money at one time, was around tax refund time. And that was one of the things we used to get us to where we are today. Again, after we had our coming to Jesus moment, them tax refunds enabled us to pay off like a whole credit card balance, or to make sure we got 1 month ahead, or to start investing. And because especially when you have children, and you get like a nice beefy tax refund, use that as an opportunity to propel you forward with your finances, and not just with investing. Because before you get to investing, you should definitely have an emergency fund. Like, investing is like step 5. Step 1 is get your emergency fund. You need something to prevent you from having to draw on debt. So get yourself an emergency fund. And so again, and I'm going to be here, Lord willing, when tax refund time comes, to remind all of my investie besties, you want to, buy some more shares in this company, you got that tax refund, put some of that into the market. You want to get some I bonds? Get some of that tax refund money and put it in the market. I promise you, your kids don't need to go on a vacation. They can wait until the summer. Okay. I promise you don't need a whole lot of clothes. Make sure you get 1 month ahead in your bills. That is something that we had to learn how to do because I did not grow up knowing how to do that. Again, when tax refund time came, it was party time. Okay. It was party time. Parents went to the casinos. We ate out like all the time, like the crab boils and all of that, seafood boils. Please, that was nothing compared to what we were doing. Sneakers and clothes, getting your hair done, going to the movies, all of that type of stuff. And then literally 2 months later, we were back in the same position. Eviction notices, late bills, shut off, notices like we're going to shut off your lights if you don't pay. So again, it's about changing this because once this is changed, when you get that $5, $6, $7, $8,000 from the government, you can actually do something to help move you ahead. So when May or June come, you don't have to worry about like, okay, how am I going to pay this? Now you have that free money because you paid off some of your debts to put in the stock market while the prices are low right now. So those are some of the things that really helped us to get to where we are. And again, I try to reiterate that we did not cross the $1 million mark in one day, in 1 year. Okay. It took almost a decade to do it. And so some of the things, I know someone asked me, like, what are some things that they can do to increase their income because they want to be able to catch up? Because again, a lot of us start late and people want to really move ahead. So side hustles, I'm a big fan of side hustles. If you've been watching my channel for some time, I'm a big fan of side hustles. Find something that you are just naturally talented at. And when all else fails, okay, I saw I saw this TikTok, right? This guy was going around on the street asking people randomly, like, would they share how much money they had in their bank account? And he went to this woman and he said, would you share how much? Hi, Celicia. I'm sorry, I'm saying your name wrong. Hi, beautifully, me and you. Welcome. He was going around to random people and he went to this one lady. He asked her, would you share how much you have in your bank account? And this woman said $60,000. And of course he was shocked and he said, okay, ma'am, would you share, like, what do you do? And she said, I just upload feet pictures to the internet. And he was like, what? And I'm watching like, you gotta be kidding me. So of course, myself and a bunch of the other people that was in this chat was asking ourselves, like, wait a minute, you can really do that? And when I did some research, let me just tell you, there's a big market for it. No judgment. You're not going to see no judgment from me. But again, it was a way that she found to make extra money uploading feet pictures. So again, I use that as an extreme example that there is a customer base for everything. Are you crafty? Are you good at making something? Are you good at just maybe, like, I don't know. Oh, here's an easy one. Here's an easy one. You got access to a car. You got some free time. Go around and do some Uber Eats. Do Uber or Lyft on your downtime, 2 hours a night. You get off of work, go home and eat, maybe relax for an hour, pull up the app on your phone, and just go on an Uber for about 2 hours and make some extra money. Why? Because if you find yourself just like scrolling, like, because that's what I was doing. I was a scroller or I was a reality show watcher. I don't know if there's any other people that was like that. I wasted so much time watching other people live their lives. Now, I'm not saying you can't have some downtime, but I'm telling you, if you are trying to build something, a sacrifice is going to have to be made somewhere. We have to make a sacrifice for something. And to be honest, if we are just wasting time, we are sacrificing something on that end as well. We're sacrificing the opportunity to be better, to use our time better. And I literally, guys, like, and again, I have 3 children. I have one who has special needs. And again, I'm doing MT stuff. I'm coaching on the side. I have private groups. I have Patreon. I have the channel. I have the comment section that I'm all managing. I'm making products, and again, it's about, finding the time to, like 40 and broke on here, Leroy. Okay. Let me, Leroy, I'm going to use you as an example. His story about, and he talks about it on his channel openly. So make sure y'all go follow him. He was released from prison and his goal is to become, he calls it an average millionaire through passively. So free apps, free crypto, things like that. Like again, that's his story. That's something that he can share that I think a lot of people would benefit from. And once he get to 1,000 subscribers, so hopefully when everybody see this live, Leroy, you'll have 1,000 subscribers. I think you're really close to it. People can hear more about that, because I think that is a part of the finance niche that is needed. If you were incarcerated, if you have family that was incarcerated, and you're trying to figure out a way to make it financially, you got somebody here that has been there, that's open, that's sharing their journey, that's talking about it. Leroy don't mince words. He tell you the straight up truth. And again, it's about, you can find something that people, a customer base, again, a clientele that could benefit from it. And so yeah, Uber Eats, Lyft, you can, I mean, YouTube if you like. And I talk to people all the time who say, you know what, I don't think anybody's gonna like any of the things that I make. And they will. You never know. There's a client. I didn't think people would want to do a $1 a day investing challenge. When I was forming it and putting it together, I was like, people are not going to want to invest $1 a day. Like, they're going to want to put like $100 or something. But it took off. Like, the investing challenge took off because people realized that, yeah, I'm going through a drive-through getting coffee every day. I should be at least putting $1 into Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts. Something, right? And so again, when you make it make sense for people, then they start to see your vision and they come on and they support you, like all of you do with MT. And so if you're trying to figure out a way to make extra money, I just gave you a couple of examples to do. The great thing about the internet is that there's so much. Like, if you are good at graphic designs, there are people who are looking to hire people who can put, like, websites together for them, or like thumbnails. That's something like MT is almost at the stage where I can like hire somebody to do that, because making thumbnails and editing and all of that, is a lot, a lot of work. And my daughter's good at it, but she's in school now, and that's first for me. Like, school is number one. But yeah, there's something that everybody can do. I think you just have to find something that you're really good at and just kind of step out and just see, right? If you would have told me that YouTube would have been something that I can actually like, MT legit is like almost a full-time salary every month for me. I don't have a whole lot of subscribers in the grand scheme, but through the products and through the services and the coaching, that's where it is. And that's another tip for you guys. If you are looking to start a YouTube channel, for example, it's okay if you turn on that camera and you look like a deer in headlights. The first couple videos that I still have up on this channel, I said a lot. I said okay, or like. That's my big thing. Like, that's what I say all the time. Like, yeah, like I was going like around the corner, and like I was, not happy about, like, I'm I'm just being honest with you guys, but you like, keep at it, practice with it. I'm telling you guys, you will be fine. Just, perfect your craft a little bit and keep your personality. And I'm telling you, it'll always work. So you can find, and I'll tell you this, some people will just get a legit part-time job and they will put all of that money from that part-time job to whatever goal that they have. Tara over from Journey to Wisdom and Wealth, make sure you go check her out as well, Journey to Wisdom and Wealth. She got a part-time job, and she documented this on her YouTube channel. She got a part-time job specifically to save her down payment for her house, and girlfriend's a homeowner. So, it's just, how bad do you want it? That's pretty much what it is. And that's what it was for us. We networked our butts off, especially my husband. If there was an office function, he showed up. He didn't want to go, but he knew he had to show his face, because let's just be honest, corporate politics is a very real thing. Okay. And if you're trying to rise up the ladder, you got to show your face at some of these things. You don't have to stay the whole time, but you got to show your face. You got to network. You got to keep your own receipts. Like, so that's something else he talked about in our private group, my husband, when someone was asking, like, how do they, ask for a raise, or, maybe get a better job in their company. Keep your own receipts. Anything that you do well, like do outstanding, that you got like an executive or management like raving about, ask them kindly to put it like in an email or in a letter. And then, that way you can keep it. So when it's time for bonus time and raise time or advancements, you have your folder with your receipts and say, this is the reason why I think I should be considered for so-and-so position, making so-and-so money. Okay, guys. But yeah, that's how we got to this is a little bit like of an insight to how we got to where we are. And another big thing that has helped us was every time we got bonuses. So my husband gets very nice bonuses. You know what we did? We had to pay tax because I mean we can't get out of that. We took maybe like $100, $200 aside for ourselves, and the rest went into something. We put it down payment on a house. We put it in the market. We paid off debt. I mean, we did something to propel us to go forward. So anytime you get large chunks of money, I know you may feel like you want to go ahead and just enjoy life now, and that is fine. But remember, if you plan on living 5, 10, 15, 20 years, if you plan on being old and gray and you know the state of the economy right now, like they always talk about, well, will Social Security be around in just 10 years? It may not even be the whole amount. So, and my grandmother and my husband's grandmother are both still alive. My grandmother just turned 80. My husband's grandmother is 82. Okay. Many a conversation they have talked about that Social Security is not enough to live on. Their medicines, just trying to pay their bills, just trying to just function reasonably is not enough. And I was thinking like, so okay, I'm trying to think to when I'm nice and old and gray, okay, what it's going to look like. And we see the cost of everything go up. So instead of being scared about a recession or inflation, we prepare for it, right? We try to have preventative maintenance. So what can we do, right? The first thing we can do is start budgeting. So before you even think of investing in the stock market, you should be budgeting. You need to know how much money is coming in, how much money is going out. That was hard for me to kind of grasp when I first started on this journey all those years ago. Like I thought I was budgeting, but I wasn't really budgeting, y'all. The key to budgeting is actually following through with it. Now, you may not be able to like do every single thing, but for the most part, at the end of the month, you should have like followed your budget in the sense of paying like the important bills. Okay. If you overspend and eating out or something like that, I can kind of give you like the pass on that, but you should be paying like your rent or your mortgage, your utilities, your gas, your water, food, like things like that. And so having a budget is important. Like my husband and I have a budget in my planner and I have a spreadsheet. Now, y'all know I have spreadsheets for probably every single thing on the planet, but I do have a spreadsheet for that. And look, your girl manually type in every week all of the transactions, every single thing we spent. Pizza, hair salon, Amazon donations, every single thing gets tracked because it allows you to see truly where your money is going. And you won't be as inclined to kind of waste it when you are budgeting and tracking that way. Is it tedious sometimes? Yes. Okay. But guess who else is watching your spending habits? The bureaus, the banks. So if they are looking at what you are doing, then you as the person who is going and working for this money, being stressed over this money, the boss and the management at your job is giving you headache. So that should incentivize you like, okay, I'm going to make sure this money can do something else more for me. So maybe one day I can quit or something like that. And so yeah, just you got to budget first. You got to get your budget down. That's one great way to kind of weather this recession and inflation storm. And then the next thing, and this is key, is you got to pay off high interest debt. You got to pay it down some. If you can't pay it off, pay it down as much as you can. I know we are so happy and thrilled about the Ally and the Capital One and all of the savings rates going up. It don't hold a candle if you are paying 10, 15, 20, 25% interest rate on a credit card. You think you're taking a step forward and you're taking 5 steps back because you're getting a little bit in a savings account, but you're paying a whole lot more in that payment every month. And a lot of people don't realize that variable interest rates go up much quicker than fixed rates. Now, the fixed rates are going up. Don't get me wrong with that either. So like if you are going to buy a house, I think the latest fixed rate for a 30-year mortgage is around the 7% mark somewhere. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's around 7%, maybe a little under or maybe a little over, but that's for the fixed rate mortgage on a house. But if you have Variable interest rates are usually attached to like credit cards. That's like the big Jamunski right there. Personal loans. If you have some student loans, have them attached to it, some car loans. So this is an incentive to go and look at your statements. I know a lot of us don't even look at our statements anymore. Open that credit card statement, open that car billing statement, and I want you to go down to the bottom in that small print and see how much you pay in interest and if it's a variable interest rate. And if it is, then do what you can to at least pay the debt off and keep it off if you can. And then after that, invest as much as you can. Right now, the deals that are in the stock market right now, I cannot tell you, you know, Google right now, and I was telling some my subscribers this when I did. No, that was a video I did early last week. What Google was under $100. I don't think it's under $100 right now. Let me check real quick. But when I did that video, Google was under $100, and I was like seriously, yo, when is the next time we're gonna see Google under $100? so, so like these are things like that we're trying to set our children up for. Yeah, it's like a 101.38, I think Google is right now. And so we buy it for ourselves, we buy it for our children, and just hold it over the long term. I'm not a day trader. I'm not an options trader. I don't short the stock market, honestly, because I just don't have the time. I'm a football mom, and I'm just looking at the time because I wanted to be off of here before 8. Because we've football is coming on tonight. But I'm a football mom now. I'm a choir mom and I'm a band mom. So I just don't have the time to like look at charts and all that, but I want to learn more. So that's why, Uncle Larry and Stockmo and all them, because they, have all the charts and stuff up. But I'm usually a buy and hold investor, always. It's just easier for me that way and it helps me to, I think, stay a little bit calmer because I don't have to watch the apps as like hard, like, oh my goodness, what is the stock doing today? Because I'm not going to sell it anyway until 2028, 2030 at least, right? And so, yeah, I just wanted to make sure I, helped you guys understand what you could do during this time. So instead of me just saying, oh yeah, recession is going to happen, or it's going to be like, the world is going to end, like, what can you do? Because I'm a solution person. Like, I want to know, okay, this is the bad news. Now, what can I do to kind of make sure I don't get consumed in all of this, right? And so that's what I wanted to make sure I explained to you guys. Your budget, pay off some of the high interest debt, and invest if you can. Those 3 things simply will help you to get through this. It'll help you get through this. And that's why I come on here faithfully during portfolio updates. So if you're new to the channel, go to my real numbers playlist and you will see me for almost past 2 years when I had like 300 subscribers do my portfolio updates and my net worth videos, sharing real numbers, sharing my screen, doing the screenshots of the 401k and all the other type of stuff. So you can see like, yes, the market is wonky, but over time it goes up, right? Over time it goes up. And so since we have like about 10 minutes left or so, so in the chat, I want y'all to share some positive good money wins you had. It can be buying your first stock. It could be getting your first dividend. It could be staying on budget. It could be having 5 no spend days. Let's talk a little bit about some money positive wins, okay? So that we can kind of end this, I think, on like a lively, upbeat note. C-Dub, only debt I have is my mortgage, and I can't wait to pay that up. That is amazing. Like, to be mortgage free, you probably would sleep really, really good at night. I would love to be mortgage free. One day we will be. Excuse me, guys. With our main home, my husband has company stock, so we plan on cashing that out when we do achieve like our early retirement year. And then use that money, pay tax, but then the bulk of it to pay off this mortgage. We are not in a hurry to pay off the mortgages on our rental properties because the tenant is kind of paying it. So I don't want to, we don't need to hurry and pay that off. But yeah. Hello, welcome. Hi, Andrea. Hi, Denise. You got your first dividend. Yes, I remember you saying that, Talia, that you got your first dividend. I'm telling you, it's when you get that first dividend and you start to realize that you were just paid for doing nothing. Like, you invested the money, but you didn't do nothing else. They paid you for owning the company. That's like next level type of stuff, right? And so I'm telling you, when we got our first dividend, we were hooked. I was like, well, I mean, this actually works. Like people actually do this. And I started looking up other people's YouTube channels and other people on social media that was big in the dividends. And these people like Dave over at Hidden Freedom Investing, he doesn't post a lot anymore because he's actually retired early and he's in his 40s. Okay. Talk about GOAT status when it came to dividends. And he literally grind for 10 years and he's able to retire early and live off of his dividend payments. Next level, like next level type of stuff. And that's what my husband and I are trying to do. So go Talia, go, go, go. You just got a $25 gift card from Marlboro. Oh my goodness, really, Leroy? I wonder how you were able to do that. That's amazing. Like I'm telling you, he know how to do it. When he say he's going to be a millionaire through like passive ways like this, he's not lying. That's amazing. A $25 Visa gift card. I'm telling you guys, that's amazing. Yes, I'm so thankful to you. And you are so welcome. And that's why I'm on here. And I think people started to like see it better when I was showing like screenshotting and showing the real numbers because they saw it month over month. Like, wait a minute, she just had it this month. And now this time she got a bigger payment. Okay, so it's because she's reinvesting her dividends and then she's continuing to invest in the same company. So the next time the dividend pay out, the dividend is larger. Again, this stuff is not taught in schools. I know. We didn't grow up with it. We don't come from money. I just want to put that out there. But financial literacy, YouTube University. Like I used to spend all my time watching The Real Housewives of Atlanta. Now I watch Warren Buffett. I love watching documentaries on CNBC. They always got something going on CNBC. I love it. Or they have like short videos on retirement or investing, side hustles. I love millennial money. And again, I just really consume my mind with positive things, even reading. Okay. So audiobooks. Audiobooks is another option if you're sitting in the car in traffic and you know you're not really doing nothing for the next 30 to 45 minutes. Put on an audiobook. Okay, Rich Dad Poor Dad, which is free on YouTube. Pull it up, connect it to your Bluetooth, and while you're driving, just listen to the audiobook. The Psychology of Money is another really, really good one because it helps you to get this straight. It helps you to change how you think and view money, which we were talking about earlier, is very, very, very important. Temperament. You got to have the right approach to it. The packs have points. I put them in each month and then trade points for gift. Wow, very nice. I didn't see. There's a way to make extra money out there. There's so many ways. If you guys have the little apps like Fetch, Shopkick, Receipt Hog, Ibotta. I mean, you're going to go to the grocery store, you're going to get a receipt, and many of us just throw it out. Take literally 30 seconds, take a picture of it, upload it, you get points. After a while, you can get points to like get $25 gift card. A lot of you not. Amazon, all that good stuff. I had videos about it on my YouTube channel, like under my fun investing content playlist. So you want to get started on Fetch. And I have a video coming out about that soon, but all of my referral links down below. You know, I got to plug that in. So if you want to get to Ibotta or Fetch, check out that fun content list and you'll see me like using these apps. And it's a really great way to get extra points, to get gift cards. The holidays are coming, right? Christmas is coming. And so we want to make sure that we stick within our budgets and not overspend, right? Dividends and stocks. And really? That's really awesome, CW. I had heard about that, staking in crypto. That's amazing. Or staking. You get it. You get what I'm trying to say. That is amazing. I love that. I saved $70 last month and I'm gonna add $30 when I get my check today and invest in it. Look. Okay. It'll be my first $100. Now see, I'm telling you, you're going to remember this moment because I remember when we first started investing. Our first stock was Microsoft. Why? Because that's what I was using. So that's another like tip. If you don't know where to start, this is a beginner investing tip. Actually, this is an old school investing tip as well. I mean, Warren Buffett talks about this. Peter Lynch, the big, the big wigs when it comes to investing, is being an owner and a consumer. You go to Starbucks every morning. You got to get your Dunkin' Donut coffee and your lattes. They are traded on the stock market. My husband stays in Lowe's, okay? Lowe's is traded on the stock market. You got kids like mine that love to go to McDonald's. McDonald's is traded on the stock market. So until you kind of study more and kind of elevate your thinking, be an owner and a consumer, you will be surprised at the amount of companies that you have in your house. Like you probably have hundreds of companies in your house. You just don't realize it. But when you come to the channel, I tried to really expose like P&G, right? Who owns Tide? How many of you have Tide? Or Charmin toilet paper, Bounty paper towels, Puffs Plus tissue. Those are all made under the P&G brand. P&G is traded on the stock market. Now, how many of you guys have Apple products? And again, this is why I love this way of thinking of being an owner and a consumer, because it really like makes it simple. Like if you got an Apple Watch, you got an Apple phone, you got an Apple laptop or a MacBook or something like that, and you're trying to figure out, okay, what stock should I buy? Whatever, the one that you're using. And Apple pays a dividend too. And Apple is probably one of the best companies on the stock market, period. Really, really wonderfully managed and ran company. And I'm just being real with you guys. Tim Cook, what he did for and taking the reins from just Steve Jobs, like talk about being an awesome successor. Steve Jobs couldn't have left Apple in better hands. And that's just my personal opinion. But Tim Cook has done an amazing job with Apple, in my personal opinion. I mean, there's some issues, but overall, I'm talking about overall, I think he did pretty decent. Hi, Crystal, welcome. I got my first dividend of 23. Now see that is next level. Okay, you got a dividend off of a stock that you got for free. Now, do y'all see how like the next levelness type of stuff that's we're talking about here tonight about investing and how and why I love dividend investing. So dividend investing is just one strategy that we use. Okay. We have many different portfolios. I know some people will ask me like, why do you have so many portfolios? Because they're for specific purposes. So when we first started investing, it was just through like a 401k, right? Because that's what we read, like invest in the 401k. Sorry, guys. Throat is a little dry. I got to get some water. The downside to that, and it's a great thing to invest in a 401k, but we can't touch that money until we are 59 and a half. So 60 years old. I'm 38. Like, we don't want to work until 60 years old. So in addition to that, what else do we have? So a Roth. So Roths are nice because all that money grows tax-free. So if you get like, I know football time, give me like a few minutes because I am going to be watching that game. But the dividends that you get, so let's say you put Apple inside of your Roth. Those dividends that you get inside of your Roth grow tax-free, right? Because that's the perk of the Roth. So, and then even after that, we go to the taxable account. I love taxable accounts like Robinhood or Moomoo or things like that. It's because it's liquid. So I can literally go to Robinhood right now and empty out the entire account and set aside a little bit for taxes, but I don't have to worry about penalties from the I and the R and the S. So I love how liquid, that money is. I can go and get it right now. I cannot do that with the 401k. The IRS is going to be all over me. Like, can you imagine? Like, they'll be all over us. So it's about really having a strategy. I'm big on strategies, and I just have different portfolios for different things. I have a portfolio for growth stocks. I have a portfolio for dividend stocks. I have a portfolio for startup companies. I'm trying to find the next Amazon so I can get on a train like now before everybody else find it. And then when the stock is high, I'm just sitting back on Easy Street because I got in early. Can you imagine the people that got into Amazon 10 years ago or to Tesla or into Apple? Like, they're not even fazed about what's going on in the stock market right now because have done like 10 times, 20 times their money because they just got in early and helped. They believed in the company. And so I have a portfolio for that, finding companies like that is on the ground level right now. They don't have a whole lot of money. They don't have, they may have a whole lot of debt, but we believe in the product or the service that they have. And we plan on holding for at least 5 years. So that's just a little bit about my investing strategy and who I am. Since we've gotten a lot of subscribers, literally, I felt like we jumped from 5,000 to 7,000. And so, like I said, I'm so appreciative to Uncle Larry for taking me under his wing and finding value in the content that I post and trying to get me out there more. I really do appreciate him and all of you who come back and support me. You go through the playlist. A lot of you will tell me, a lot of you joined the Patreon and the private groups. A lot of you have bought the little workbooks. I do appreciate your support. You guys have like when I say you guys have no idea, you have no idea. So, I want you to understand that when I make these videos, I make them not just to document our journey, but to offer some inspiration, some encouragement, some motivation to many of you. So I'm going to get off of here, like C-Dub said, because the game is on, and we got to have our family time, because that's another form of investing, and spending time with your family. I'm just going to get some snacks, get something to drink, and just hang out for the rest of the night. So again, thank you guys so much. Please, please hit the like button. The algorithm, it loves it. It loves when you guys are engaged and you leave me comments and you hit the little bell notification. It pushes the videos out more. So please like this video. I would appreciate it so much. If you want to book a session with me, you need some help privately, check out my website, mt1finance.com. I have a few books left. They are $40. I do ship out priority 2-day. I think it's 2-day shipping. It's priority mail with tracking and insurance. So you can get those. I only have a few left, guys. A lot of you kind of cleared me out. So thank you so much for your support. But yes, I will see you. I have my network videos coming out tomorrow. So y'all already know we're down. Okay, but just stay tuned for that video tomorrow. It's coming out tomorrow. Tomorrow, like late afternoon, early evening. It'll be out. But yeah, thank you guys so much. You all have a wonderful rest of your evening. And again, I do appreciate all of your support. Sending hugs, air hugs to all of you. Okay, have a good one now. See ya. Bye-bye. Bye, guys. Thank you, Pamela. Hey, Lisa. It was so nice to meet you too. Have a good one, guys. Thank you.